Before the video starts, make sure to check out my Twitch channel. I start at 8:30 p.m. EST every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So if you want to watch me play games or make music or whatever, or if you're just trying to interact with me and the community, then I highly recommend checking out my Twitch channel. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I will see you soon. So welcome back, everyone. Today I have something a little bit different. As you can tell by the title of the video, I'm going to teach you how to make an Ian type beat. Now this is my first attempt. I'm not saying I'm an expert at making these types of beats, but I think if you don't feel like it sounds like Ian, the beat is still good.
Viewer on YouTube.
Go ahead, what you want to say?
That shit is fucking trash, though.
So really, what is there to lose? And yeah, let's get into it. So my first layer is using Expand. I'm using the Q-Tone preset. I found this one in a lot of tutorials and it sounded nice. It's just a really weird sound and I loved it. And this is what I laid down. I cut out some of the low frequencies. I used delay, turned up to about 25% to add a little bit more into it. I use Shaperbox and I use half speed on gross beat, turned up to about 40%. Now my second preset is actually an organ from Xenology called Lord Organ 1, and it sounds like this. Very, very simple. And as you can hear, I also add some half speed and gross speed again, 10% less, some delay at 25%. I cut back the lower frequencies a little bit more, just cutting out a bit of the low mid, turn up the high end on 2 EQs just for some added clarity. And now let's move on to the strings. Now, of course, this layer is using Nexus. I'm using the 70s Vinyl Strings 3, a very, very simple pattern. Now for this one, I don't use much. Of course, I add a tiny bit of clarity with the EQ, half speed with gross beat. And the reason why I added gross beat was because it adds some extra oomph in there. It kind of sounds boring without it. So this is without gross beat. And with it. It kind of adds another layer and some extra rhythm into it, which I really like. The next layer is very, very simple. It's just some weird synth I found in Xenology. It's called LFO Saw 1. Same thing, I'm adding some gross beat with half speed, around 30%, and I'm cutting out that low mid because it just sounds ugly. For this layer, I am using Expand once more, using the Filter Slap preset. Sounds something like this. It just repeats itself. Very, very simple. All I do is add some delay, around 30%. Now this right here is a very, very subtle section. This is actually a free VST. You guys can't see it for whatever reason, but this is using the Ambient Guitars collection. And the preset that I'm using is called Behind the Bridge Soft. It sounds something like this. For this one, I'm just cutting out the bass, and that is pretty much all I do with it. Now, this one has multiple layers to it. The first layer is using the Zap Sync preset from Xenology. The second one is using Octplay from Xenology again. And once more, Xenology using the Zadecimal preset. The fuck? The first layer is playing this. For this one, I use Shaperbox and I max out the width, and I use Fruity Delay 3 again, turned up to about 30%. Now the second layer is playing these notes. Same thing, Fruity Delay 3, 30%, and I cut out some of that low mid and I add some clarity. Now the last layer is playing these notes. And altogether, they sound like this. This one's very simple, not anything special. I'm just reducing the bass, some of the mid, adding some clarity. This is what it sounds like. And here's what everything sounds like together. Now for the drums, I mainly use a Spins 808 with 50% cutoff, and I just add a teeny bit of bass into the EQ, and I'm using a soft clipper. For my snare, I layer it with a triangle. I mess with the time a bit just to make it shorter. Sounds like this. I timed the last snare just a little bit later, just to make it a little bit different. Hi-hats are very, very simple. And I add this snare. I add a snare roll. And for some added texture, I'm using 2 different open hats. One that sounds like this, and one that sounds like this. And all together, this is what they sound like. And the drums all together sound something like this. And that is really all I have for today, guys. As of today, we have reached 700 subscribers, which is crazy to me. My next goal is 1,000. I really believe we can do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to join my Discord server. Once again, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next week. Peace.